Mark Rosewater went on Fiverr and was like, "Hey, can somebody edit this? Can somebody edit these card images onto?"
Whoa! Welcome to MTZWBY with you, America's most MTGs podcast. I am, of course, joined by the man with the backwards hat who loves the pulp and loves the cervezas, Josh.
What's up, everyone? Josh from Hometown TCG.
Okay. Wow. I am also joined by the man with 8,000 subs who has almost as many subs as he has bad takes, Louis DeGeorge.
What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for subbing. Man, 8,000. That's pretty sweet. So I'm stoked to celebrate that.
Do you have more or less?
We're not celebrating it, but
you have more or
I'm
less
stoked to celebrate that. We're not
than subs.
I think I have about the same number of Charizard UPCs as subs.
That follows. Yeah. That follows. I might have.
And that's like the least amount of Charizard UPCs that anybody has
in the country.
Yeah.
Oh. Great product. Product.
I'm glad it was my Black Friday sale.
Yeah, and you did not sell out.
No.
At basically your cost.
Yeah. This is not a Pokemon podcast, everyone. Welcome to the banter between George and I. And that is George, the intro S, the man who creates the terrible intros for you. We're so stoked that you guys are here with us today. MTZWBY with you episode.
What a wonderful title.
We never know what episode it is until I make the thumbnail late at night. But so excited that you guys are here. Today we are chatting Magic the Gathering, lots of things. We are on Spotify, we're on iTunes, all that stuff. We're talking about sold out twice. Magic the Gathering's $1,000 product sold out twice.
But it didn't! They're going to learn. Louis is going to lie to you.
We're going to do a Black Friday recap. Brothers War is pumping. George is very excited about that.
Holler.
Jumpstart 2022. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then we're going to talk about Cryptic. We are loving Cryptic. We're going to talk about how our stores are liking it. Sorcery and Magic the Gathering are battling. This is great. We get to talk about Magic and indie TCGs like completely clashing.
Straight up beefing.
If there is not a better topic for this podcast, I don't know what it is.
That happened for this podcast.
Yeah. So we should just not talk about the rest of it and just talk about that. And then we're going to talk about MTZWBY pumping. We're going to kind of do a take on Rudy's video where he talked about the MTZWBY market. We have some as a store. I think we have some different perspectives that we can share with that. So sold out twice. The story of Magic the Gathering's 30th anniversary product, everyone. Wow. Let's start at the first time it sold out. George, how many did you buy?
3.
Okay. So should we judge you or should we let the comment section do it? What do you think, Josh?
I have
I'm not
and I'm already in the black. You bozos can have fun.
I know what I'm doing mine that I get from my LGS.
Oh my God. Well, let me guess, Louis. You don't like the product. Nobody's ever. What a bold and brave take not to like this product. What an incredibly brave take. They will have statues to your bravery, sir.
I and my entire store are more excited for that video than I have been for anything on this channel ever. It's gonna be
still
great.
Watch it.
I'm not gonna say what I'm doing with it because I don't want anybody to steal my idea.
But he's gonna burn it and then open up the card packs.
No.
That's not like the ground.
He's gonna call the Gem Keeper video 2.0. That's the part he didn't tell you.
Behind the scenes, I told these guys I can't edit anything this episode because I have to spend time with my wife. So George is taking advantage of that right now. That is what I'm gonna do with it. But whatever.
Great. George is gonna be unhinged. Deity, give me strength.
Yeah. All right, Josh, did you buy any?
What do you think, Louis? I'll let the comment section answer that. No, I did not buy any of this. I did a video on my channel. I think this is I don't know if it's a bad buy financially, but it's a bad buy as far as how I feel about the product and the feels opening it, all the videos I've seen, and kind of the community reaction. So I was like, I'm avoiding this one. I'm out.
Yeah, I did not buy any either. I did log on and had zero trouble getting on. It was the opposite of the Magic 30th Secret Layer celebration. No problem hopping in.
Yep.
And I did not know that it went for sale a second time until all the videos of it going for sale a second time happened, which George knows nothing about either.
It's
so whatever George says,
the one piece of evidence you sent me was a Rudy video where he admits it's unclear if people were able to check out or not.
Yeah. Josh, do you
I
have
thought
any?
it was. I thought it was pretty clear that people were not able to check out.
I
thought the community
too, but
reaction
that-
and Magic Twitter is pretty certain that people were not able to check out. On
that
the
won't
second
stop
go
certain
through.
content creators from fudding it up and overstating the problems with the product.
Listen,
I'm not
it
saying
shouldn't have-
names.
The button.
I'm not
shouldn't have
saying
been-
names. Their hats are backwards, and there's 2 of them on this podcast.
Tell me you don't watch my channel without telling me you don't. Watch
I don't
my
watch
channel.
either of your channels.
I did not do a video about the second sellout. I did not.
Listen,
So I did talk to somebody who claims that they were able to order 3 of them on that second sale. I talked to them.
Liars.
I am not lying. I am not
one
lying.
human.
I am not lying.
Yeah,
but,
he's the one. Get his autograph. Is it Mark Rosewater?
Is it Neo?
No.
Is it
Is it Mark Rosewater's aunt?
Yes. No, I did hear from somebody who said they were able to order them. I don't know the guy from Adam. I have no clue if he actually did, but I did hear that there were some people that were able to get some. So there was some conversation about, is this was it planned or was it an accident? Here's the question. Only thing that matters. The second one
Got a
doesn't
text
matter.
message, by the way, from me right now.
I got a text message from you right now.
Yeah.
Here's the only thing that matters is, do you guys think that it actually sold out the first time?
That's the real question, right? I can't. I This is fantastic content. The real question is, did it sell out the first time or was it pulled? And I don't know, man. I have no evidence to support it. Putting my tinfoil hat on, that it was pulled.
I won't speculate. But no, I'm just kidding. I will. So
Give me banned, George. Let's go.
If I get banned from Magic, it's been fun. Store's over. Store's over.
It's actually an esport arena now.
So yeah, that's right. Hope you idiots like StarCraft 2. So I suspect it was close to selling out and they pulled it. They can't let it linger. Because everybody who wanted it was ready for it. So I suspect it was close. I suspect it was close and they pulled it. I suspect the orders were trickling in at the end.
They can't let it linger? What does that mean?
Well,
I
Louis,
suspect they got a
turd in
huge
your house,
wave
would
of
you leave it
orders.
there or would you remove it?
Yeah, I mean, I suspect they got a huge wave of orders in the first 10 minutes. Then it cratered. Because everybody
what about
wanted it, knew they wanted it.
Okay.
And so, sales probably considerably slowed after that, is my guess. I don't know. This is wild speculation. What you all love.
Yeah.
This, I suspect the orders very drastically slowed after the first few minutes.
I can see that being the case.
Yeah, then either they sold out or they were just listen, we can't let this thing be up for 5 hours. We got to go. Okay. I don't think it matters. Let me be very clear here. I don't think it matters if it sells out or not. I hope it didn't sell out. That means there's less of them.
So
that's bad.
I do not think it sold out. I think they pulled it. Let's play the pretend though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pull a number up. Let's say 35,000 units.
So I sold mine too cheap.
You think that
where did that number come from?
My number?
Yeah.
So I think there was a
unit a minute for 34 minutes.
No, I think there was a Rudy video where he said he thought it would be 50,000. I'm saying I'm just coming up with a number because here's my question to you: what do you think Wizards' cost is on this product at 35,000 units?
It is $3.
Right. If you think about the artwork, they didn't really have to pay anybody. We know they didn't pay a lot of the artists already for the artwork. They probably my take is that Mark Rosewater went on Fiverr and was like, "Hey, can somebody edit this? Can somebody edit these card images onto a retro frame for me, please, or onto a modern frame for me?" So they spent $5 on that, right? There's some guy on Fiverr did it, and then they have Card Monday. They print it, they have a different card back, which looks cool. But so what? So what's their cost on a product like this? $3.
What does that matter?
Because so if you have 35,000 and it's $5 per pack, you have to sell none of these to break even and to make a huge profit.
Welcome to the world of TCGs. What do you think a collector box costs them?
Well, for a collector box, they have to pay for new art. They have to do the design of a new set. They have to,
Louis,
do
what do
all
you think that costs them?
designing a new set is expensive.
Yes.
You have employees that have to play test and design and whatever.
Let's say a new set costs them $200,000. Let's say it costs them $500,000. That's nothing when you're selling the quantity of collector boxes that they're selling.
But it's
I know that, like, I know the internet won't want to hear this, but like, Wizards has turned a profit because of WotC.
You mean
Hasbro has?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But like the to take this as a product and take it back to Hasbro and say this was a success is pretty easy when your cost basis is like after you sell out of 50 units, you've made your cost back.
No, that's not why this was a successful product. Easy for me to say. This was a successful product because the secondary demand was way higher. People,
okay, I'm not sure if I can be on this podcast anymore if we're calling this a successful product.
It was a hugely successful product. Like, what about this wasn't successful?
Oh, I love the comments. Bring them in, people. Bring them in.
What about this wasn't successful?
Let me just remind the comment section that when you comment on a video, it really helps my algorithm. So I am thank you, George, for that donation.
This was a hugely successful product.
No, it was not.
The secondary market seems to disagree with both of you idiots.
What is one?
It's going for double. It's going for double what people paid a day ago. Like, oh my God, the horror! I mean, like, why does the market disagree with every big YouTuber? Before we go any further, I want to give one shout out. Big shout out to fan of this podcast. Maybe not a fan of this hot take though. Magic Historian for 50,000 subs. You're the GOAT. Continue, Louis.
And Jake and Joel and Magic. Shout out to them for 50,000 subs.
Do you think?
Oh yeah, shout out.
Do you think that Magic Historian owes us something for being on the podcast and getting him over the 50,000 hump? No. Okay.
No,
sorry. Go ahead.
He doesn't owe us anything. All right. So let's fact check.
Like George. A shout out, not like money.
We're gonna fact check George live right now.
Let's do it.
Live fact checks of George. There's currently one available for $1,800, which is
okay. I apologize. I apologize to everybody. They're up 80%, not 100% in 48 hours.
So
I apologize, everybody.
$1,800 is $700 more than it costs somebody to buy this.
Assuming you live in a state with $100 taxes.
It costs $1,100 after tax to buy this.
Or it costs you $1,000 if you live in Washington. Like
$1,500. That's a $400 profit. 3 days after and before anybody gets this.
So you made 40% in 20 minutes. I hope you guys are okay. I'm sorry.
Like, if that's your game, that's great. If you think a successful product for Wizards is a product that George can instant Teddy flip for 40% and it's still sitting for sale on eBay and not sold, like
but there's a bunch that have sold at that price.
I don't know, man. I don't think that that's what makes something successful. Also, when all these get delivered and we actually understand how many are in the market and not just your instant flipper free 10D guys like you.
Product. If the secondary market accepts it or not. Like, how do you want to gauge what a successful product is? Is it just like whatever I feel like in the morning?
No, I would hope that some sort of, go ahead, Josh.
I think it has to. I think it has to have a balance. Sorry, I'm sick of hearing you guys go back and forth about semantics and speaking of. It's got to have a balance, right? Sure, it should feel good. You should get some financial value, and if you choose to sell it on a secondary market, I'm fine with you making some margin. The product should also serve another purpose. It should also fill a need within the community of people who want that product. And the need of this game is a collectible card game. These cards are, from what I can tell, kind of not part of that world and not part of that game. They fail on that end. So I don't care that you can flip it. It fails on the other end of the spectrum. This is not a successful product.
That's not why the secondary price matters. It's because it means that people are saying, I am willing to pay up to $1,800 for this product. That's how much I value it. That's my demand. And suppliers are saying, I won't sell it for less than that. I value it at that price too. Supply meets demand.
I mean, there are sales for less than that.
Yeah,
there are sales.
They're going up. They're going up.
No, well, don't speak too soon. There's also one available for $1,600 that I was not on my first search.
Here we go. Now here comes the fake math, Louis. I've seen your collection tracker, Louis, coming out. Here we go.
Wow, you're volatile today. You are vehemently defending $2,000 sealed proxy sets.
Not $2,000. Don't give him that. Don't give him that. He is
This is a
defending
timeline I never thought I would be a part of.
$1,600 just for his little free tendies. So here's my thing. Like a successful product, I agree with Josh. A successful product is more than just a product that flips. It's also like the amount of ill will given to the community and the community's response. If you are Mark Rosewater and you are looking at this and be like, we did a good job. Well done, guys. Like, you deserve to be fired. Like, you deserve.
Okay, hold on. That's just corporate
I'm
America.
glad you and Josh agree on that, Louis.
They're all going to go into that office the next day, no matter what, and pat each other on the back because, Louis, welcome to corporate America. I know big time Ivory Tower, 8,000 subscriber YouTube channel guy doesn't have to live this life, but that's how it works. But no, I mean, listen, this is not a successful product, George. I can't.
Like, I don't know what would have shown. What could you look at to make this product a success? Like, because it seems like it's like, I don't like it, so it's not a success. That seems like a terrible test.
You could have made tendies on the secondary market with a certain percentage without it being $1,000. If you were going to stick to proxy non-playable cards, it could have been cheap, and there could have been tendies on the secondary market.
So the answer
might have actually sold out.
So the answer is it can't be a success because you don't like the product. That's a terrible test to make.
Yeah, George is actually making a point. Right now, the answer to all of your questions, George, is things that we've already said on the podcast. Josh and I do not like this product. Josh and I do not believe that this should have been that this is a successful product because of intrinsically what the product is and how it was priced. We have those issues. I also disagree with you, though. What I am saying, and I firmly believe that over the next month, as these are delivered, that from a purchase product, if you are not just instantly flipping it, if you are buying this to actually keep in your possession, and you like, I don't think that it was a smart product. If you are buying it for the instant flipping and for the free tendies, we all kind of knew that was going to be the case.
No, that's not what
I said from day one. No,
from
day one, I said this would sell out instantly. I said from day one. I was actually shocked that it lasted for 30 minutes on the first sale.
I was shocked that it didn't sell out. Yeah, I'm saying it didn't sell out.
What do you think the floor will be on this? Like in 90 days, where's the price at?
I think you see these selling at or around the $1,100 price point. And
so you're saying that people won't sell this for less than they paid.
I think people will, after fees, sell this for less than they paid.
That's great. But
I think when you see that happen,
numbers, this won't sell for less than people paid.
In 90 days, no.
Not in 90 days.
So okay.
No, I disagree with you. Nope, I disagree with you. You know when this does? As soon as they give them to LGSs. As soon as you give every LGS in America one of these, and 20% of them, 30% of them flip them for. Hold on, let me finish.
I asked your number. You said 1,100.
Yeah, I'm changing it now. I'm going back because I forgot about the LGSs. As soon as you see every LGS in America be given this product and they can sell it on eBay for $1,000, they're going to list it on eBay, and the true demand is not going to warrant that. Like,
shout out to the LGSs giving them away to their community.
Let's do it. Maybe I shouldn't burn mine, and instead I should sell mine to crash the market. Go to 90 days from here. Hey Siri, set a timer for 90 days. List one for $800 to prove George wrong.
I think there will be.
Why would I just start Magic content? Why? I
think there will be people who sell this at loss. I think they're fools.
So you agree with me? You agree with me that it's going to be less than the cost?
I don't think it will, but it would not shock me if it goes to $800. That wouldn't stun me.
But what makes them fools? Buying the product in the first place, or selling it at $800?
No, I think selling at $800 is a mistake. I have my two. I sold my two to turn a profit. I got mine for free. My third one for free. That's going in the closet. That's going in the closet.
But based on that logic, all Magic product that you sell for less than cost just to refill the coffers is a mistake, because you've said to me,
I don't sell Magic. I sold one product at a loss, and it was a small loss.
But you said to me, Magic
shout out to D&D
in the closet, it will always go up in value.
Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Shout out to Baldur's Gate.
I think so. What we just heard George say is this product is a success because you can flip it instantly, but it's also a success, and he admits that it's going to be below cost.
And that's not what George said. George said it wouldn't surprise him if it did. I mean, listen, I think if you bought this to flip, you need to flip it now.
So
even though I 100% agree, I'm on that page.
I will warn. My guess is there's something pretty spicy as a secret in this, and that could change everything.
That would be
like that. Like there's been a secret in every secret layer.
This isn't a secret layer. It wasn't sold as secret layer. It wasn't on the secret layer website. It's not managed by ScaleFast as long as we know.
But we did this last week. This would not surprise me. This is my this would not surprise me moment if something secret layer-ish came in this.
Yeah,
and if it's a serialized card, I'm going to be upset.
Oh my god! Mark Rosewater, please do this. Mark Rosewater, make him do it. Mark Rosewater, call your aunt, have her watch Louis' first couple episodes, then show them this and make it happen, buddy.
If it's a serialized card, then I'm probably wrong.
If it's a serialized card, you're definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Serialized cards to the moon. I want to ask you this.
I mean, like,
but hot take, they didn't sell enough to make serialized cards. Like,
it depends on what they're serialized to.
10.
They could be out of 10.
It could be one of ones. They sold 400 of these.
If they sold 400 of these, I sold way too cheap. Like tens of thousands of dollars too cheap.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting.
Before we move on, I do want to go around the room. One hot take from everyone. Louis, what's your crazy, like, off the wall tinfoil hat, on the spot, wild Magic 30th take?
Like what? Like for what? What's in here or what it is?
No, just like
I think that these. I think in the next year you will be able to pick these up below $500.
That you took mine. Okay, George, what is your wild? Absolute
you
wild
two
take.
bozos are delusional.
Okay.
$500?
George, there are 6,000 LGSs in America who are getting one of these. Some of them are getting 3 of them.
We are cavalier.
Those 5 people are very happy tonight.
Those what?
5 people. Those 5 premiums. I know they're your sponsor, Josh. Relax. It's a joke, okay?
Hey, listen, my sponsor's doing something awesome with the product. He's just giving this stuff away. So
me too. I'm letting my store burn them. They're stoked about it.
The cat's out of the bag now, dude.
We've said it 3 times. We've said it 3 times.
My wild take with this is it did not sell out, and you're going to see these start leaking into events as event support, prize support, and they're going to be giving some of these.
I think it's actually going to sneak into distribution.
No, I already said
if there's extras, it could go into distribution. If there's extras,
I think they're going to start being given away at like regular events.
So George, what do you think distro tries to sell these at?
1,000. I think that to be the rule, is you have to sell them at 1,000.
I'll buy mine for 500 on eBay.
Distro has to sell them at the same cost that Magic sold them to you at?
That's my gut.
Yeah, they'll probably make. Yeah, never mind. That's crazy. I've heard the same. I've heard that rumor too. I shared that already in a video that Distro is going to be getting a handful of these. And I think honestly, like, you pull it and you say, "Hey, this sold out," and then you hype up the sales on eBay, and then you give them to Distro. That's how you do it.
Mark Rosewater and his aunt are there bidding on these. Like, come on, stop it.
You are in indie TCG mode right now.
Yeah, like, stop it. They're a real company.
Barely.
Didn't you buy a bunch of their stock last week? By the way, I would like to thank you all again for funding last week, and it was up again this week. So thank you all very much.
I didn't buy a bunch. For me, I bought a bunch, but for the average person, I bought a very little.
Yeah, for me, I bought a bunch too.
I think you see these under. That's my take. You see them under.
Do we have to start disclosing that at the start of this podcast?
No,
nobody. They know Louis loses money. It's no big deal.
Josh, I think you're going to see these used as draft. This has been talked about a lot. Like what you're saying, you're going to see these pop up in events.
Okay, but if they're used as a draft, everyone gets 3 packs. It's an 8.
If they're used as draft, I'm wrong.
Like,
going to
they are definitely using these for draft.
Then these things are. The value is way.
No, stop.
The value is
God, you guys, it's like you guys don't even pay attention. They do beta drafts as like big events at these things. They are running out of beta packs because they didn't keep a bunch of beta.
How bad would that feel? You finally get into this big event to do the beta draft, and that's the draft they switch.
Wait, these wouldn't be legal to draft.
What?
These wouldn't be legal to draft. They're not legal.
Like, I think you're trying to make a joke right now.
No, I'm not. Like, they can't legally draft them.
Like, if Wizards is hosting the event, I think it's pretty much okay.
I don't think they'd be allowed. I think that would be a bad move on their part.
That's a hot take. I did that in my video. I was like, I think they might start letting you play these cards in some special events.
That would not
100%. That is not a hot take. They will 100% do
Wow.
They're not real Magic cards.
Okay, I will if they don't do a Magic 30th draft in the next year with these packs or packs that are like them. They may not come from the same little box.
I'll eat a cryptic box.
I will eat a Magic card on the podcast. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that you will see this product drafted and that they will pump the crap out of that. There's no doubt in my mind.
It's got to be an official Wizards draft. It can't be fans getting together and doing this. It can't be a third party.
It'll be at a Wizards event. At a Wizards event. No, there is zero doubt in my mind that happens.
I'm just laying down. I just want, because we didn't bet anything, so there's no downside for us, George. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mark Rosewater, hold out.
Spoiler alert, I didn't bet anything either. That's definitely happening. You guys ready for next topic? Cool. Black Friday recap. So, Black Friday sales. What did you guys buy?
A bunch of stuff for my arcade.
Josh, did you buy anything?
I kind of did the one of everything. I got
did
the
you buy one of
Dominaria
Louis UPCs? He needed that.
Yeah, what the heck? I didn't see an order for Josh on my website.
Did you buy his Charizard? Because he needed those sales.
No.
And if so, did you buy one of mine? Because I also needed that sale, Josh.
Oh man, I shop at my sponsor, guys. Back off. No, I thought we were talking about the Amazon stuff. I also snagged some of the Amazon deals. I got the Dominaria United Draft. I got the Streets of New Capenna. I got
smirk on Louis' face. Look at that smirk when you said that.
I got some Streets of New Capenna collector. Oh yeah, I did. That set is underrated set of the year. I got Kamigawa and I got Midnight.
10 trillion Capennas still.
Do you remember when George said that there wouldn't be a Black Friday sale?
No, he doesn't remember that because George never said that.
Yes, you did. I think it was last
I thought your take was there wouldn't be crazy Amazon deals.
You said there was nowhere near as crazy. There was nowhere near the crazy sales that there were before. Nowhere near. $90 collector boxes last time. There was nothing.
Wasn't the Streets of New Capenna $100?
No, it was 110, 120.
That's pretty close to $90. And
that's if you're like terrible at math,
it's also like 4 months newer of a set.
It's 25% more. I mean, like it's not.
I only bought Dominaria United Draft because we said if it's on that deal, it's something noteworthy because it's the second most recent set.
Well,
I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm in.
I think that was the one that surprised me. But it's draft. I think they have a problem. I think they have a draft box problem. Like we've talked about this at the point of the podcast. Like, they have a draft box problem.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
No, they have a standard set problem.
No, they have they jacked the price of their draft box up while making it completely worthless because they only put good stuff in the other boxes problem. Like they put all this other goods in the other boxes and then still jack the price of a draft box up.
I can't tell if you're just poking the bear and just trying to rile me up right now.
What?
He is. He's in that kind of mood, Josh. It's okay.
We're
get used to it.
It is working. I know you watched my video on this because we talked about it. I dislike you so much right now.
I also dislike him, Josh.
Bad take. Oh my God.
Why is that a bad take?
Because the whole problem is the set isn't for anything. None of the cards from the set are desirable in any realistic quantity. Like, the only reason Brothers War, which is the most recent standard set release, is doing okay is like every set, hey, it's got some playable commander cards and the chase cards out of the collector product. No, it's not a draft box problem. It is a standard set release problem. It doesn't really fill any needs right now.
Like the Brothers of War set boxes are pamping and the draft boosters are not pamping.
So, Josh, I think
you can get the Transformers because those are the chase cards.
Hold on. I think what you're saying is pretty true. I think the bigger issue is the amount of time between sets. You don't even really
keep going. I'm getting a refill. I'll keep going though.
You don't really even have time to enjoy. Like I remember going to my LGS and playing in pre-release, and then like 3 weeks later being like, "Hey, let's do a draft," and then 3 weeks later being like, "Hey, let's do another sealed event." And like you had time to enjoy. We have Jumpstart 2022 comes out this week. There's it's been 2, 3. I feel like it's been 3 or 4 weeks, right? Since Brothers War. You haven't even had time to enjoy it yet. And so there's no use. You're right. There's no use for the box. But I don't think that's like the draft format of Brothers War. Dominaria was a lot of fun to draft too. I think Dominaria was a fantastic draft experience. I think it was a fantastic sealed experience. But there's no reason to do it now because Brothers War came out 2 months later. Like, I think this issue is mixed. I think the issue with draft box is a mixture of the price increase, where like store prices is essentially what I used to buy boxes from on like secondary market, like 90 to $100. Like store prices is basically that. And then a mixture of not having enough time between sets to really understand and enjoy the set. I think that's the issue with draft boxes.
Listen, that's a great take, because, and I said this, my phrase was like, all us boomers used to gather by candlelight around the one Magic box, right? And everyone was ingratiated a set for a longer period of time around one product. We were able to build that feeling, that attachment to that product. Now that we've separated into our lanes, and with the removal of the standard format essentially from paper plate, it is essentially gone. Not only do we not have the community aspect, the nostalgia, because there's no longevity, there's no gathering around a single product, but there's also, there would be a safe haven if standard was still the in-person popular play format that it was, because now at least you have a use for all these cards. You don't even have a use for the cards that you will open most of the time. You're just chasing the special cards. And opening product is fun and it's awesome, and I'll always do it. But now more than ever, I end up with a pile of stuff I don't care about and 4 things that I do care about: commander cards and chase cards that aren't even part of the core standard set.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, personally, I've always kind of hated standard. Like I was never a fan of you have to keep your deck up to date all the time. That was not my personal thing that I liked. But I think you do have some uses for some of the cards in Pioneer, and sometimes they print stuff in. This goes back to, though, before you had, I'm going to throw out a number. Before you had 500 new cards a year, I think it's probably way more than that. And now you have 1,000 or 1,500 new cards per year.
Someone did the math. I think it's like 2,400 or something like that, new unique cards.
Yeah, my point is, like, it's like 2 to 3 times as many cards per year. And so you're right, like it gets diluted into, there's so many cards for everything that you just don't have a use for. But like here's my concern. Everyone's complaining about that. That's not a hot take. I don't think we move from here. Like, I don't think they stop making as many sets. I think
Go ahead,
like, I think we're still gonna see, like, they're not gonna change that. Like, of things that maybe the community can get them to change. Like, I know George thinks the product was great, but honestly, I hope Wizards is at least having the conversation of, like, did we poke the bear too much? Like, did we finally go too far, and will we really do this again? Like, I hope that conversation is there for the 30th
anniversary will be way different.
Well, I almost did a video this week, which is like cards that will see a reprint if they do this boxing, like Gaia's Cradle, like things like that weren't in beta, but that are highly played commander cards that people are proxying and demanding reprints and like that kind of thing. Do they do it? And Rudy's already talked about them doing a like a Legends reprint or whatever it is, where he thinks they're going to do that kind of stuff. I hope that they're having those conversations of, like, did we do too much damage to our reputation? But you're not going to see them be like, no, people are complaining about printing too many different boxes, we're going to scale back the number of product. That's not going to happen.
Right. And let me before I pass it to George, I want to point out that, like, people that are on this train, we talk a lot about the things that kind of aren't working in these standard sets. The love for Magic in the community is clearly still there, because think about sets that aren't these standard releases. We're talking about standard release problems, but when you look back at sets like Double Masters 2022 and special release sets like that, Times Square, anything that isn't Commander Legends, that George, I think, might own all of. The second one.
George is not. George dumped. Louis did not dump, despite
whoever on this podcast owns every piece of product. All of those products are still met with a great amount of love and adoration, and I think it's because you have use for those cards, right? Those cards hold value. You have use for them. You're not left with this extra stack. But anyway, it's just not all negative. Like, there is some good things going on, and those sets are going to just continue to dominate. Standard sets are just out.
I think, you went too far. The last sentence went too far.
Yeah, I think that last sentence.
Everything else was with you on. You had me to the last sentence.
I think if you look at
welcome to content, guys.
everyone knows I love Kamigawa. Like, I think if you look at that set, there's like they can't keep set boxes in stock at distro. They're literally like they're out. Like what I know they're fire selling draft, which kind of goes to your point. But like the cards in the set are being used other places. People just don't engage with the product in a draft or sealed environment because there's been 5 sets since Kamigawa, 6 sets since Kamigawa.
Right, but the places those cards are being used at, they're using 3 or 4 of them, whereas if standard, draft, and sealed were popular formats or more readily available, you'd use
I don't know,
40, 50 cards out of the set.
We still draft we still do multiple drafts every week. Like I think most stores still draft.
Yeah,
I think a lot of stores draft. I think that's more popular than I realize it is. But even then, with the sets coming out this fast, you can't latch onto a draft and do it for very long.
I think we have like 3 or 4 drafts a week. Like drafts are like a big part of our store.
That's a good number. That's a really good. That's a way above average number, right?
Well, we're above average store. So like,
George went slightly above average.
You know, George. Until that last sentence, we were all with you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like,
we've gotten way derailed from our conversation. I just looked at the topic and it's Black Friday recap.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what else happened Black Friday. Like every dump. Like, I mean, like,
look at the products they're dumping on Amazon. I think this tells us why.
Nothing there surprised me other than Dominaria.
Yeah,
and even Dominaria didn't shock me.
I think we called New Capenna collectors.
Yeah, like frankly, they were way more than I expected for New Capenna.
Yeah, that's fair. I would have
expected the $90 Capenna box.
You guys are haters on New Capenna.
George
to the moon, baby.
No, George knows what. Like there's
what's that up there, guys? Is that New Capenna's future?
George and I were texting each other that day. Maybe Josh was in this. I can't remember. And we were like, "What's the price that you would buy New Capenna at in volume?" And I was like, "I don't think I would buy in volume at $75." Like.
If you get an offer to buy in volume at $75, you call me.
I don't think so, man.
Like what quantity would you take at $75?
Oh God, it would be tough not to take like 100 boxes. Like,
are you serious? 100 boxes?
Like, do you think you could flip them for 100?
I don't think I would.
Oh my gosh!
I think they'd gather dust in my closet.
I don't know.
In 10 years,
I'd tie up $7,500.
You'd make out like a bandit.
Listen, George, you just said your store's above average, and you tell me you put Magic product away in a closet, you wait 5 years, it appreciates.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I have become more anxious with the fact that, like, the clearances seem to be happening at a rapid pace. Like, I think I would hold back I would not hold back. I would decrease my orders now for these new sets and then buy them when they're on clearance.
This is exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, exactly what I've done.
I mean, like, I think like I talked to one of the bigger stores in the Southeast, and he basically said that he now views any product for Magic that doesn't sell in 60 days as a failure. He's like, because like you got to get it out in 60 days. He goes, 60 days, I want 0 on my inventory list. And like, listen, that's different. Like, I used to not care if I had inventory.
Yeah, I mean
and we had a long talk. Me and him had probably had a 2-hour talk on Thanksgiving about this. Like.
On the actual day?
Yeah. We don't have he's my family, Josh. Thank you. He's not my family. But he's a friend. Unlike you two bozos. And like he was very adamant that
who are family.
Yeah. Like he wants a 0. And he's like, I used to always want to have 20% of my allocation left at 180 days. He's like, now I want 0. And then I'll buy back.
Right.
But I gotta wait. That is that to me. If I were Mark Rosewater, I wouldn't care what like the 4 loudest YouTubers say about the Magic 30th product, because like they'll move on to the new shiny bauble in a month. Nobody will care about this in a month. But like,
that's not true.
But yes, it is. But like that is true. But like the fact that stores are altering their buying habits, that's what would scare me. That's what would keep me up.
I think the bigger scare is how many stores drop from distribution. Like what percentage of stores, if that's 5%, 10% of stores, are no longer stores at the end of this year?
Oh, I think that's going to happen. Like, but like, I don't want to be mean about this, but I will be, I guess. We just got done with the craziest bull run in human history when it comes to TCGs. Like, I could not believe the volume the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you weren't putting that away,
So I think it's the
I don't
opposite of
know, man. Like,
Yeah, I think it's the opposite of that. It's stores made their money and they're like, no, it's just not worth it.
I don't think that's likely.
it's
I don't think that's likely.
so I think
I think they blew it on like Garbo, and now they have a problem.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that was only you.
I didn't want to say
I remember you were so proud of yourself for listening to Rudy, who told you not to dump Baldur's Gate and mocked me for dumping it. That was my favorite podcast.
There's video evidence of that. Well, that was an episode. Thanks, Rudy. Appreciate you, buddy.
Rudy, friend of the podcast.
Rudy, friend of the podcast. Thanks.
Never been on it. On the Magic Historian, who's now
not a big friend of Louis' business, but friend of the podcast.
Damn right.
Yeah, hey, listen, man, it happens. What was I saying? Oh, there's two types of stores I think that are no longer stores in 2023. One is the mom and pop shop who they have day jobs. They run the store as like a thing for the community, and now it's like, oh, am I losing too much money as a result of the dumps and the stuff like that? Where like people didn't buy, now I'm losing money. So it went from like a fun thing to do for your friends and for your community where you're breaking even to like now you're losing money, so you close. And then the second type of store is I'm going to call them the crypto bro store, and I can do that because I own some Ethereum. I own like $4,000 in Ethereum, so I'm a crypto bro.
Whale.
At me, I lost $30 this week. Anyway, so
crypto went up this week.
It's me. I probably still lost money.
Follows.
The other
you put it all in Baldur's Gate at retail.
The dollar cost averaging, baby. The other category of store that closes is the stores that started in 2021, made astronomical money, like made the attendees, and now are like, oh, this is just not worth it anymore. Like this.
Well, now it's work, right?
Now it's work.
Yeah, now it's work.
Like, listen,
you made your money. Now it's work.
Now you got to open 120 Brothers War boxes and sell all the singles over the course of a weekend. Like now it's work.
Nobody is dumb enough to do that, Josh. But I appreciate the take. Like listen, like I'll be honest. Like I mean, like it is. You know, I have a few businesses, and like the store used to be the easiest. It's now the hardest.
Yeah.
Like you can no longer turn on the lights, put up magic boxes, and like boom, they're gone. You now got to do stuff. I think that means like you got to rely on your staff more, and you got to like make sure you have the right people to bring in the community and all that. I mean, like it's a lot more challenging than it was when everything went to the moon.
And like maybe that's the reality of the market, right? We need to consolidate a little bit because there's not as many TCG enthusiasts. We need to gather at fewer places instead of in smaller packs, more spread out.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not worried about the future of TCGs. I think there's gonna be a lot of stores that go out of business.
I'm worried about the future of TCGs.
I know you do this because
they're gonna stop printing Magic cards like next year.
Yeah, I heard this from a reliable source.
I said in the next 5 to 10 years. That's what I said.
You did not say.
I don't think you said 5 to 10. I think you said 5.
You did not say 5 to 10.
You might have said 5 to 10. I think you said 5.
5.
Okay. In the next 5 to 50 years. I think I said 5 to 10. Anyway.
Where's my collector box, by the way?
Oh, I owe it to you.
Yeah, George has to send you a collector box. I broke even on the collector box deal.
I did not. You have your Dominaria blood money.
All right, moving on to Brothers War pumping. George is all in on Brothers War. All I hear about is Brothers War is pumping. You can sell it and make $1 on TCG Player. Brothers War is pumping.
Compare that to any of your Pokemon Carbo you tried to force on me.
Hey, listen to me. Distro says they're out of Pokemon boxes.
No, they don't. They did not say this.
They said that to me.
Boxes to you.
Yeah.
I got boxes after they told you that, you idiot.
Listen, man. Listen. Shout out to Gabe.
And they have, like, let's be clear here. There's a billion Charizards.
I'm gonna take.
I want to take this moment. Right. Hold on. I owe Louis an apology.
Oh, I'm in.
Louis and I had a bet about who printed more packs, Magic or Pokemon.
Yes, give this to me, baby.
They printed more packs in Charizard than Magic will print in the next 200 years combined, I think.
We're gonna run out of Charizards in the next 5 to 200 years.
Like, what happened?
Go back, everyone. I want you to pause this episode and go back to when George and I first talked about Charizard UPCs and how bullish we were on Charizard UPCs.
You guys, no, give yourself some credit. You said they're gonna go great until next week. You guys did say they're gonna have a fall
after the release. Before the release, we were a little more bullish.
I don't think you predicted this fall, but you predicted a fall.
The finish of my sentence was, I am still as bullish on Charizard UPCs as George is. The issue is, as George is no longer. The issue is there's still part of me that has a glimmer of hope for Baldur's Gate. And as a result of that glimmer of hope, you can't trust anything I say.
Let's take the bet. What goes up slower? Because none of them are going up faster.
I already said
what goes up slower, Baldur's Gate or UPCs?
Oh, Baldur's Gate will go up way slower than that. Baldur's Gate is the deadest of products.
But it's already $120 a box though for collectors.
For Baldur's Gate are $120 a box?
I think so on TCG, aren't they?
I think that's $100 less than my cost, I think.
Well,
that's ridiculous.
Listen, I've got a
I don't know
pretty
what you
great
pay,
sponsor
Louis.
that gives me pretty amazing deals, and that is way more than I paid.
Way less.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate at 120. Are you kidding?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, so are you asking what's worth more or what goes up percentage wise?
What goes up percentage wise?
So I think I had a hot take in a private server this week. Meanwhile,
what private server? Like what?
Oh, you guys aren't invited.
It's the kitchen table TCG.
I love it. Like our topics are so on point today. Brothers War Pump, and we're talking about Charizard UPCs. It's a miracle.
And your creepy private server.
I would just like to say to the 8,000 subscribers to this channel, holy crap, you must just feel bad for us.
How'd you do it? How'd you get here?
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and
Look
hit
at
the like.
here.
It's $140. I'm sorry, but it's $140 for Baldur's Gate.
This is what I said in my private anti-George, anti-Josh server. And George is about to lose it. March of next year. Charizard UPCs. $175.
Oh, by March?
That's my take.
Distro won't be out of them by March.
I have put that into the internet. There have been worse takes. Keep in mind, I didn't sell my Baldur's Gate. I think that this rebounds. I think that
175?
Yeah.
In 4 months.
Yeah.
You just realized March is in 4 months, didn't you? You just realized that March is in 4 months.
Yesterday was November. I probably just looked at the calendar. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think this rebounds. I think this rebounds. So anyway, Josh left.
I don't blame him.
I think I said March. I might have to check it. It's gonna be too late for it. I think they pinned it.
You said maybe you said in 5 to 10 years.
I said, oh God, it's even worse. Like I say, I specified early March.
All right. If you watch this episode and you're in that private server, we're going to need screenshots. You can share them to me at hometowntcg@gmail.com. We need video thumbnails.
I also maybe thought, like, I get March and May confused because they're both M's. So I may have been thinking of March as after April, but it's definitely before. So I'm definitely wrong about that take.
Let me be clear. It doesn't matter which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
let me be crystal clear here.
That's funny. All right. No, but my point is I do think it rebounds. I think it will rebound way faster than Baldur's Gate.
I do too.
Like, no doubt. Let's get Charizard.
I don't think March. I don't think March.
I think by the time this is back up to 120, Baldur's Gate's probably still going down, to be honest.
No, I think Baldur's Gate hit the floor.
Sure.
I don't think Baldur's Gate goes much further than 140.
Okay, can we talk about Brothers War now?
Yeah, pamping.
Totally everything's pamping, other than draft boxes. Set boxes, pumping. Collector boxes, George says they're pumping. Listen,
like 235?
They were at 235 the other day. Now they're 220.
Yeah.
A bunch of fudders came in, listened to Louis' video, and tried to fud up the market.
I wonder who has Brothers War bags on the podcast.
Oh, I got no problem. I have no problem with my brother's war bags.
I am single-handedly propping up your guys' Brothers War market, so enjoy it, baby.
That's actually
Josh has shown
Enjoy it,
off his serialized cards 6 times on this podcast.
Hey, I keep them in arm's reach because it's the only thing I have to be proud of. Look at everything behind me; it's all down in value. It's all down, all down.
What is happening today?
Brothers,
This is the best podcast and the worst podcast we've ever done. You're welcome, everybody.
Brothers War singles pumping is the best look for Brothers War, in my opinion. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care as much about the collector box price or the draft box price or the set box price because, frankly, I still believe we're going to get another wave. So I
Collectors.
of collectors, and
Rudy said one wave, didn't he?
I don't know what Rudy said. Didn't he say that about Kamigawa too? Like, I don't
Rudy,
know,
put in the
man.
comment section below. Defend yourself.
Friend of the podcast.
Love Rudy. That doesn't mean like Rudy knows how many waves are of a collector box. He may have speculated on that.
Rudy, don't speculate on print runs.
Don't speculate.
Don't do it, Rudy.
Don't
Not
do
worth it.
Rudy.
Maybe worth it. So like,
If Rudy hasn't gotten banned from Magic after the last week, I don't know what Rudy needs to do to get banned.
that's a great call.
Oh,
Like Rudy still being allowed to get Magic from distribution is like, it shows like Wizards gets it. Wizards is like, give me the publicity, baby. Feed
Yeah.
me.
Anyway, I think the singles moving up are the best case scenario for anybody who cares about Brothers War moving up in value. Like, if you care about Magic product like being successful financially, the idea that the singles went down and now are basically some of the singles back up to pre-order prices. Like, that's insane.
Holla.
Like Urza is back up to the like around the pre-order price. That's significant.
Josh is
I
logging
mean-
in right now to start selling cards. Be careful.
No, I'm saying, listen, there's a reason for this. I mean, your popular gameplay channels, even as high level as popular modern gameplay, not even just Commander or Standard or Arena, like real competitive modern gameplay is making use of a ton of stuff out of Brothers War. I mean, you got people playing Portal to Phyrexia, you got people playing like what is that? Titania, the Hermite, the sack to kill an artifact. You've got people playing these at a high level and really showing what these cards can do. That's 100% helping the set.
100%.
Great. And like I think long term,
I talked about gameplay. I should have just put this up here to keep George's attention.
I'm in.
Oh, hey,
I'm
look.
in.
Look, you're focused, George. Here.
Protoss overpowered.
You're
Don't at
seeing-
me.
You're also mixing that, Josh, with tons of Commander too. I mean, this
Yes.
set could have been a. If you take out
Could've been
Brothers
Commander
War,
Legends.
you could yes. I mean, you could literally have even like Urza and Mishra going against each other. They could have marketed this set as a Commander Legends set, and it would have been better than Baldur's Gate. You know what I mean? Like, it
Okay.
would've.
That is the worst threshold ever.
Well,
They could have took a deuce in a bag and it would have been as good as Baldur's Gate.
Hold on. Did they put a number on it? Because that determines if I buy it or
Like,
not.
Baldur's
They
Gate.
put a number on the deuce.
It's great because like people like Baldur's Gate is so unbelievably bad. Like,
But no, I think like that's a good scenario. I think right now the only thing that matters is the especially for Josh with the serialized cards is do they have another wave? Do they have another wave of collector boxes? If they have that, I think you see collector boxes price tank.
Yeah.
And I think you see
Don't say it.
serialized cards will certainly tank its that.
I disagree with.
So somebody left a good comment, and this is a good dialogue. Like the serialized cards can't tank in value because their reasoning, you already know how many exist. You are buying the.
That's a terrible take.
I
like-
agree. I
like,
100%
I don't
agree.
think that's a terrible take.
Like just because you know the supply doesn't mean demand is steady.
Yeah.
Like people can just decide I don't like this serialized card and it goes to 0. Like
Especially because this is the first time we've seen it. Like we don't know if there's a market for 36,500 serialized cards.
Check,
I don't think that
check
number's
your
right
box.
either.
Yes,
Check
it
your
is.
box.
Oh. It doesn't matter.
That was for the bingo people. That was for the
Check
bingo
box.
players.
The drinking game.
Yeah, the kitchen.
You're all dead. You all have liver failure. Welcome to May the Zoo be with you. Josh, what are you drinking tonight? How much pulp does it have?
I knew I was gonna have to put up with you bozos, so the biggest coffee I could get my hands on.
This is my second cup.
It's
Trenta,
my first.
baby.
This is seltzer water.
Everclear.
This is seltzer water with vodka today.
You told me it was whipped vodka.
It is. It's my wife's. I was out of beer.
You're just drinking whipped vodka?
No, it was seltzer water with vodka. I don't know. It was good. Anyway,
I don't believe you. Did you know that somebody said that Yoo-hoo is just chocolate syrup mixed with water?
that makes sense. That makes
That's
sense.
what
to me.
Yoo-hoo is, right?
I
It's chocolate
hate-
water.
I hate you.
What?
Yeah. No, not the who, just you. All right, Jumpstart 2022.
Wait, there's no topics tonight. There's no I'm gonna I want you to know I've never watched our podcast. I might watch it tomorrow just to see where you put the titles.
No, they're automatic.
They're automatic. He clicks through them during the podcast.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I don't know.
I just want to know like where you put the stop in the beginning because we've covered none of the topics we promised you we would cover.
We were on Jumpstart 2022.
Where were the
Is this the
Charizard
Yoo-hoo segment?
UPCs? What section was that in?
I think in all of them so far. And now they are also in Jumpstart 2022.
Man,
I wonder what bags we have today. I
so many UPCs.
can't get into my shop or my garage. They're just there's just Charizard EPCs everywhere. It's impossible. You can't walk in any place of residence.
I have like 5 rows of them at the store.
Okay. Jumpstart 2022. My store manager texted me today and said, or this is the guy the high school kid who helps me ship
Leaking
singles.
DMs.
He said, Louis, you told me not to let you forget the lesson you learned with Brothers War. How many boxes of Jumpstart did you buy? Because they were unpacking the boxes. I said, I think, was that not enough? I said 55. Was that not enough?
Did you buy 55 Jumpstart?
I did. I don't remember why, but that's what I ended with.
What a weird product to go all in on.
That's not all in. I don't
For
know.
you?
No.
You tell us you sell 1 box a year.
Yeah, like I
That's
don't
not-
understand this.
Gonna
You're
tide
like,
you
I have
over.
4 customers that don't buy anything. I bought 55 bucks of
Oh,
Jumpstart.
except the guy. Shout out the guy that comes in and buys 1 pack
Bingo.
every week.
He's got to get
Shout out
his
that
pack
guy
of
paying the
Jumpstart.
rent, keeping the lights on.
He's got to get his pack of Jumpstart 2022. Somebody actually came in the other day and was like, hey, do you have Jumpstart yet? And I was like, no, but I have Dominaria Jumpstart and
That's predatory, Mark
That is-
Rosewater.
what is-
Okay.
I have,
Boo.
What-
I have Dominaria
Boo.
Jumpstart
Boo.
and I have Brothers War Jumpstart. And they're like, where is it? And I was like, oh, it's in the back. I don't put it on the shelf because like nobody wants that and it's not worth the shelf space. And they were like, well, what price would you like give it to me on? I was like,
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like,
Do you have any
take-
Charizard UPCs? I'll trade you.
it's like, I was like, looked on TCG Player. I think they're like $65. I was like, I mean, I'll sell you boxes of like 50, 55 bucks. Something
I don't
like
know.
that.
Can you say that your is there a pricing policy?
There's
that
no,
you're
there's
no-
no
there's
map.
no map.
There's no map. There's no map.
There's no map. There's no MSRP.
And they're like, yeah, that's just not worth it. I was like, I know, buddy. I know. I was
It's
like,
fair.
that's fair.
I have no idea at what price I would buy Dominaria Jumpstart. I have no clue. 15
But you
bucks a
did.
box?
You have Dominaria Jumpstart bags, right? You ended up taking some.
I took a case.
Yeah. So I think I have a case.
I
of
took
each.
a box of the next set.
I think
I think that's cost of doing business, though.
I don't know. I think this set looks pretty cool. I mean, people in my store are excited about the anime cards. I think we're already like pre-sold 2 or 3 boxes. I mean, it seems like 2 or 3
We
boxes.
sold 2 boxes. I got 53 more to go.
It's fine. This is typical. Then you got to work on the back end of selling things.
You got. So help me God, Louie. If you crack 55 boxes this weekend, I'm done.
53. If
I'm
you crack
done.
53
Well,
boxes, make $6,000,
hold on
and
now.
come on here and complain about it, I'm going to lose my mind.
Hold on now. The price on TCG Player and the margin is better right now. The margin of profit is better right now than Brothers War collector boxes.
Isn't
If
it still pre-order though? Jumpstart 2020.
it comes out on Friday though. It's like not like early pre-order. Like everyone's
But
got
like
their
you're comparing it to a set that's been out for a while.
yeah, but is on its way up. And George is saying it's pumping. Like I'm just saying like
Oh,
this
we all
set.
said
This set is we did all say it. I think Jumpstart's looking pretty good. Like I think the set as a whole is looking like
And it
pretty
sounds like
decent.
Distro's out.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. So like I think that this set
They'll get more. Hold on, Boo Boo.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This is a restock. There will be a restock.
Yeah, and also remember for those of you who know the pricing, like I think Jumpstart, the first Jumpstart got down to almost $70 at some point. There were some stores selling it at that.
I think it's still like nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, but like at one point it was like a almost $200 box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when the printing issues were
There
happening.
was
right? When
like
there was a
literally
problem with
9
the
months
restock.
between waves, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's a big old gap.
This one looks fun though. I opened up a box today, and it looks fun. Like I kind of did a game where I like
the box opening went really well too.
So I don't know, like man, it's not fun to open these things on camera because you got to open them packs twice. And like that's a lot. Like as a content creator, that's a lot of time to like 24 times.
Fill the gap. Yeah.
24 times you got to find something to fill the gap between like. Okay,
and you're looking for like 4 cards, maybe. Like
yeah, I was like,
get
oh,
hyped
this is
about?
blue. I wonder if I get Ristic Study.
Yeah.
Right?
And then when you open the one with nothing in it, you're like, oh, I got this one.
Well,
Right.
and because I'm a terrible content creator,
Facts.
I like
Can relate.
I like brain farted
Yeah, not
as I do
really.
in the beginning of videos, and I forgot about the anime cards. So then I'm like 4 minutes in, I'm like, oh snap, anime cards. Oh, there's one. You guys probably think I don't know what I'm talking about. So the anime cards though, not really on any great cards. Like
No.
I don't think that the anime cards are gonna sell this. They're on like commons and uncommons and a couple rares.
It's one of those things. It's a nice touch, but I don't think it pushes the product.
Yeah. I think we still need to see like an Allosaurus Shepherd or something like that that really gets used
Abominable Snowman.
gets used in Legacy, gets used in Commander, that really pushes the set. And I'm not
Talking
sure.
about gameplay. Warn me next time, Louis.
But I think if we see that, then I think this will be a pretty good product. It looks like it'd be fun to put together and try. We're going to do an event on Saturday. But
You can come
George,
to our event on Friday.
will your store do this? Like
Yeah, we're
I
doing
know they
Friday.
draft a lot. Will they
Yeah,
play
we're doing on Friday.
Jumpstart?
Yep,
That's
we release
awesome.
Friday.
George,
That's really cool.
but you normally do draft on Friday night, right?
Yeah. We do Friday and Saturday drafts.
So we're doing Pioneer now on Friday. So I couldn't figure out if I should not do Pioneer on Friday night and instead do this. So
Whatever you hit night you have the most players is when you should draft. So anytime you make
I'm
money.
gonna send you a Pioneer deck that you should build and play. It's super fun.
I've been playing that.
The
what's
Grease
the
Tank?
the green one. The
Oh, you built mono green. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
it's fun.
you're a format bully.
Yeah,
Hey, MTG Goldfish, what's the highest rated deck?
that may have been what I did.
You know what? They have one of the better MTG podcasts. Shout out to MTG Goldfish.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they're decent.
They're great.
They're
I
so-
like their podcast.
I bet you they stay way better on topic than we do.
Yeah, that's true. That's
My
fair.
ADHD bulldog stays on topic more than we do.
Your dog is ADHD diagnosed.
I just did right now. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
diagnosed.
All right, let's move on. Loving Cryptic. That was the magic segment. Oh, that was right on an hour, everyone. That was good. Now into the indie TCGs. Cryptic. I think last week I said we did a learn to play. What did we talk about last? We did a learn to play. So we did like an actual full-on event this weekend.
No,
What?
you don't get to intro this segment. George and I have been listening for the last, I don't know, days, weeks, months, it feels like. And Louis DeGeorge, Kitchen Table TCG's own, is loving Cryptic. He's doing learn to play events. He's chasing down cards. The man is deck building. This dude is all in on
Let me be real clear.
Cryptic.
He is not just deck building. He's just buying everything that has the word
did-
cryptic on it.
No, I have decks.
No, he's deck building too. So Louis, you have a lot of initial reactions on Cryptic. I want you to hit us. Why? Why are you so all in right now?
So I have a problem.
Okay, I said you because I'm bad at this.
when I do something and when I enjoy something
Mhm.
and a group of other people also enjoy that thing,
Mhm.
all of my ability to stop myself
Mhm.
goes away. This was a much bigger problem in high school when like I would
I did a lot of drugs, okay, you
Yeah,
guys?
where's this going?
I did a lot of drugs, all right? Relax.
this was a bigger problem in high school when it was like stupid stuff like I would eat anything for any amount of money. Like that was one of the things I was in high school.
Don't
And
be.
when people
Viewers,
liked
don't be
that,
person.
it would get me in trouble. But like now
Now I just eat cookie dough every day. It's much better.
in my
And with
adult life,
financial trouble.
it's hard to like I've been playing board games and trading card games for I don't know, 12 years, 15 years, something like that. And I can't tell you how many times I bought a board game and tried to get people involved and it flops and nobody locally or nobody around me, none of my friends want to play and whatever. I can't tell you how many different TCGs. I mean, everything on the channel that you've ever seen. I've tried to get local people interested in and play and it hasn't stuck. It hasn't but like I had a learn to play event and there was like 3 guys particularly who just absolutely loved Cryptic. We sat down, we played, um, and I was like, "Oh, this is great," but I like withdrew. I was like, I'm done. I spent a year and a half of my life pushing new things on people locally and like not having the follow back. So I was like, I
Losing your
am
joy a little bit. Yeah.
and losing my joy. I am not going to be like, "Hey guys, you want to play Cryptic again? Hey guys, hey." And like I stepped back and then I got a message. And this is the message. Hey Louis, could you create a Discord thread for Cryptic in the Captain's Market Discord server? I was like, yes, I can. And then I created it. And then 2 days
I'm
later,
glad you sexually said this. Yes, I will.
yes, I will, baby.
Yes, I will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Donald. Yes, I will.
It's on the bottom of the
and
threads,
then
baby.
2 days later, shout out to Daniel, the newest Cryptic judge, messages me and says, "Hey Louis, tomorrow I'm taking the Cryptic judge exam." And he was up for 2 days. He got home from work. He's got 2 kids. He was studying for the Cryptic exam and he passed the Cryptic judge exam. And
Take
like
care of your kids, Daniel.
I'm like at home, like, oh my gosh, people want to play games with me. People want to hang out.
I
And
have friends.
I
I
have
have
friends.
friends.
And meanwhile, I'm
my
like,
God.
oh my, so
This started off really sweet and ended really
Listen,
depressing. I want you to know that.
It got dark quick.
yeah. So it's just really cool for me
It started
personally.
off really sweet and endearing. I want you to know that.
For me personally,
Hidden in
it's
that
just
way.
like it's easy to get people around to play Magic. You like people play Magic, and it
Sure.
for me like to see that kind of level of excitement for something that I really like was really cool. And so, sorry, go ahead, George, because you're learning to play. Because I think you're about to say the other thing I was going to say.
We've had 4 learn to plays this week with 2. Since this Friday, we've had 5 now. We'll have 1 tomorrow at our big event, noon. Be there or you're dead to me.
No one's coming from listening to the podcast.
That's not true.
Playing.
I got 2 people coming from the podcast. Thank you.
No, that we're already coming. Like it's
What?
Friday morning. They're watching.
Yeah, they could be getting in the car. I don't. And the learn to plays have gone very well. People have loved it, and people who have loved some other of the new TCGs have really taken to this one. And they said it makes things a lot more streamlined. It makes it a lot more not easier to play, but more efficient. You get the same enjoyment from playing the games in a shorter time frame. So you can play a bunch of games. It's easier to change your deck because you can keep going. People have really loved it at the store. That's good to see. Also, this boxes have flown. I ordered enough boxes, I thought, for 6 months. It will last me 2 weeks. like people have gone nuts for Cryptic, and I think that's good. That's good. Like that makes me happy. Like as long as the customer is happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, like I think for me the ability to teach the game is really easy because the mechanics are very similar to Magic in terms of Josh and I were talking about that. So Josh, you called me the other day. You're like, tell me why you're excited about Cryptic. I told you, I said this day, whatever. Those are my kids. Today didn't exist to me.
God.
Like
Bingo card.
Like to teach somebody how to play this game is very easy if they've played Magic. The resource management is very similar. It has a different thing where they solve the issue of lands and getting land screwed by giving you every card has a resource on the bottom of it that you can tap it for. And where that really comes into play for people in my store that they've really enjoyed is that idea of, oh, I have a card in my hand. Do I want to use this as a land card? Or do I want to actually play it? Like you're making a decision about the card. You're not just like, oh, I got a land off the top deck. Yay, play my land for a turn. Like, like that's essentially what competitive Magic is.
Yep, you figured it out. Go in. You're ready. You're ready for the nearest RCQ, dude. Hit it.
But instead,
I got a land.
but instead,
It's great because in my head you do that every turn. You're like, oh, I didn't get a
I got a
land.
land.
I had a whole soliloquy that was nice about this, and now I just want to be mean to you. Just
I
so
don't
you
know what a soliloquy is.
That follows.
I can't
Yeah,
even pronounce
sure.
that. So like people are really enjoying that, and I think like that's a really cool dynamic of the game. But because the game is so similar to Magic in terms of the on the ground level of the game, in terms of how combat damage looks the same. Like you have a
Yeah.
defense and an attack, and you compare the two, and a lot of the mechanics. There's like a death touch type mechanic. There's a lot of those things at the surface level. It feels a lot like Magic, but then at the deeper level, you're not attacking somebody's life points. You're attacking their 66-year cards, and if you do that. If you choose to attack somebody, you are choosing that they get the opportunity to add cards and get card advantage. So there's a lot of different dynamics to it that people really like because there's a lot of decisions that you're making that you're not just like in Magic where you're like, oh, you don't have any blockers. Of course I'm going to attack you. But in this game, you're like, oh, you don't have any blockers. If I attack you, you get card advantage. And so there's like a lot of dynamics that people really enjoy. So
It's much better than like, oh, look, I have a land.
land. Yes. I love Magic. Like, listen, I love I'm not I make that joke. I make that joke.
I love Magic and Mark Rosewater's aunt. Okay, that's it.
Listen,
that's it.
Magic is the greatest TCG ever created. There's a reason that it's 30 years. But like Magic does have issues that they are themselves trying to fix.
Well, and the problem like Magic has is they're unfixable issues, right? Because they have like the resource system is antiquated. Like if Magic were to come out today, people would not be impressed by it. But like it didn't. Like it created the industry. So like that means that like it gets the respect it deserves. I suspect it will always be the biggest TCG. But like it is
Pokemon.
More people will play Magic than any other TCG.
That's right. Bingo.
Maybe if you start like doing Charizard Frisbee, like that could be a bigger game. Maybe I don't know. But like
it's the only thing you can do with the Charizard box. Throw them around.
But like it's not surprising to me that Kenner came up with a better way to handle resources than somebody who came up with it 30 years ago.
Well, and it's not the first time that's happened either.
No,
like,
not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like the store has loved Cryptic, I think, for two reasons. A, like the gameplay is amazing, and the boxes are a blast to open. Yeah. The boxes are a total. Again, I'm really shocked at like having a bunch of big pulls and different hit variations per box and per case would work so well. I never could have seen it coming. It's a complete shock to me. But like the boxes are fun to open. There's big hits, and people are loving it.
Yeah. Josh, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on this, and something I had a pretty good conversation with you about earlier today, at the day of recording of this podcast, is this game's going to require, like all indie TCGs do, to steal a phrase from George, your community champion, right? There's going to have to be a person or a pot of people that champion this game. And as someone who's always been on the other side of the desk, right? The store has sold me the game, and then I personally have, those who know my channel and know me know, I've championed a game and a local community at 4 different stores from the ground up. And if you're that community champion, I encourage you, lean into the exciting aspects of this game. Really explore deck build. Don't just play the most powerful deck. Don't go and win and noob stomp every
do what Louis
event.
does for Magic.
For Pioneer. I let people borrow that deck quite often, and I played my janky prowess deck.
Get out there, explore the game, and show people everything the game can be and everything the wide range of power levels in this game can be. And that's what's going to really stick. And what you mentioned to me earlier, I think Cryptic does this really well. I haven't played it myself yet. I've just watched some content on it. I think Cryptic does this really well. So I'm really excited to see kind of how that community grows. But I want to see the champions of those communities really embrace that aspect. Don't take it to a 12 with competitiveness. Embrace the game theory and playing different things and having fun.
I think a lot of that comes from the top down, and Tanner gets that. Like, Tanner is not setting out to make a hyper competitive TCG. He wants it to be a balanced TCG, but he wants it above anything else, I think, to be a fun TCG.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, I think if you are going to say like, I'm gonna come in there and stomp your face in the ground, and it's going to be, I'm only going to play the top tier decks. I don't care how new you are and all that. Like, yeah, like, listen, I don't think that goes with Tanner's vision.
Well,
it doesn't, but listen, there's trading card game people in every community like that. And I just encourage you, if you're the leader of the community, lose the game to that person while bringing more people into the fold.
Well, and I think I agree with you. I think we're not there yet, though, Josh. Like right now, you almost have to go and look at the deck lists that other people are playing to get an idea of what happens and play those.
Oh, way, man! Lay those cards. Those cards
I'm making
out
my own
on the
deck
table.
that nobody's ever seen.
Dude, lay
those.
We talked about this earlier too. Lay those cards out on the table. Get in that Discord and be like, I need one more of this uncommon. Bring trade binders back. We talked about this too. Indie TCGs at this stage, like, make trading cool. Nobody trades Magic cards anymore. Like,
so a couple things. George's event is this weekend. If you're willing to do that, if you want some more time
willing to do that, if you're able to do that,
if you're able
to do that,
willing and able. If you want some more time to prepare for event, we are, I don't know if this is official. Sorry, Tanner, it's official now. February 25th at Cavdane's Market, which will be, we just signed a lease. I didn't tell you this. We just signed the lease today.
I thought you said the 24th when we talked
No,
earlier.
it's that Saturday, which is the 25th. I'm double checking it right now, but I'm 100% sure. February 25th is a Saturday. Yep, February 25th. So that weekend anyway, but February 25th. And that's going to be at the new, it's going to be called, this is definitely not official, the Game Grove. My store name is changing, and we just signed the lease at a new 3,300 square foot building. So we're going to be it's going to be our first like huge event in the building.
How big is your building?
It's 3,300 square feet.
What do you do with all that space?
You host cryptic events. This is not part of the discussion. I don't know why I brought it up here. It'll have a esport arena.
What a novel concept. How do you come up with that?
Yeah. And we kind of got the space all for the same. They had 2 units. It was kind of like lumped in together. It's a good deal.
Is rent out by you just like a hug and a hearty handshake?
Pretty much.
In where I live,
who else is there?
It's really cheap.
Where I live, that amount of space would be there. You can't run a game store. You're not running a game store out of that space.
It's really cheap. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that February 25th. So I think that's going to be the first of a series too.
Yup.
I think that. So anyway, excited for that.
I'm going to start speculating. I know speculating is very popular in this podcast.
It is. It is.
Listen, I can't handle getting banned from Cryptic right now.
God, if you get banned from Cryptic, the amount of cookie dough, like, Tanner, if you're going to ban Louis, you just need to, you need to give Pillsbury a heads up. All right? Like, there's going to be so much cookie dough. Do you think they don't love me anymore? My friends don't like me, right? They have the Discord and everything.
Okay, here we go. Moving on.
I'm getting into this private Discord, by the way.
Also, you guys want to hear my solution? You want to hear my? I'm going to be because I'm running out of boxes. A store.
Tanner, why are you letting one guy open every box of product you own?
It's not. We're gonna do singles. Like, I'm gonna do singles. Anyway, so that's coming
I like
too.
how you're
Local
like,
singles
because
in
I
your
opened
area, or
all
like
my
cryptic
boxes, I'm gonna do single.
I didn't expect. I sold more cryptic boxes than magic boxes in the last month. I've sold more cryptic boxes in my store in the last.
Do you
in the
count the
last
Brother's
week.
War boxes you sold to yourself to open?
No, to other people. I've sold more cryptic sealed boxes than magic boxes in the last month.
You don't have any more sealed
Like,
boxes.
somebody's coming in and buying all the cookie dough.
So I have to solve the problem because I
People
want
keep
to.
coming in and trying to buy sealed magic and Captain's This guy got singles. What?
Somebody comes in and buys all the cryptic and cookie dough. Somebody help me.
Anyway, I'll be doing singles now for cryptic. So
If your website's not called Cryptic and Cookie Dough, nobody should go to your store.
okay, let's talk about sorcery and Magic the Gathering. As if this podcast hasn't gotten spicy enough so far. For those of you who don't care about anything, you maybe not know. If you
Why was it so violent? Listen, if you don't care about anything, you can find a home over at Hometown TCG.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
I
what is
take all
happening this
comers.
week?
Magic announced a secret layer, and in that secret layer, all the sorcery fans were like, "Uh-oh, what happened?" Because Magic secret layer is with Frank. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. What's his last name?
I'm glad you're doing it. That's
George.
You're Sorcery's #1 fan. I believe in you.
But I'm also the worst at pronunciation.
Frank Frazetta or something, right? Frazetta.
Frazetta. Let's go with Frazetta. Frank
Frazetta.
Frazetta, which everyone's going to be bashing us because he's a famous, very famous, iconic fantasy artist. And the same images, I think there's 3 in the secret layer that are the same as 5. I think Sorcery did 5 cards with them. I think 3 of those 5 are being used in the secret layer for Magic the Gathering, the same artwork, which is wild and like
So I want to
absolutely
read
wild.
this. All right, go ahead. I'll say my take in a minute.
No, like that's what. So like I don't know if there's any takes here. It's just the facts
I
of
have a
what's
take.
happening. I'll tell you my take. I think that this has actually provided a lot of discourse about sorcery and conversation. The Twitter of Secret Layer was full of. It was like the sorcery crew, and I retweeted it because I'm Team Sorcery over Team Magic. That's just, I like it. The sorcery, like when it comes to 2 battles, if they're gonna
You
fight,
are so wild.
if they're gonna fight,
Somebody keeps coming in buying all the cookie dough, sorcery, and cryptic boxes.
the week I don't bring a beer to the podcast. This is why I bring a beer to the podcast.
He's drunk on that whipped cream vodka. That's the problem.
not drunk, but the if there's a battle between sorcery and magic, I'm gonna be rooting for sorcery. Like at the end of the day, I know who's gonna win, but like if there's a battle between the 2, I have to root for the.
This is a terrible take. Okay, so
what? No, my take is that it's good for sorcery because it gets more people out there.
it's not good for sorcery. It's not bad for sorcery. So like, here is what
Wait.
This is what the press release said in March of this year from Sorcery. This is a quote from the Frazetta estate. Eric's Curiosa, who's the designer of Sorcery, was our choice for a licensee who approaches us. I guess that's a typo. Who approaches our body of work in the way we feel it should be handled to elevate our property and position it with Frank Frazetta's biggest fans. We are delighted that iconic pieces such as Death Dealer and Egyptian Queen will come to life in Sorcery Contested Realm for fans of collectible card games. They had to have written this knowing they either had just signed a deal with Magic or were about to. That let me walk that back. Like at some point they said that, then did some deal with Magic either before or after that. That is some nasty stuff, man.
Yeah.
This was my favorite story. All right. I want to give a big shout out to Sorcery
I agree with this take.
They could not have handled this better.
100%.
Because this is awkward. There's no way around this. This is awkward.
They handled it really well, and they also handled it very quick. Like,
yes,
I
and, like,
knew
let me
about
tell
it.
you,
Like,
like Mark Rosewater creates a product that Louis doesn't want, and like he insults his family. He insults his family members. All right,
Just his aunt. Just his aunt.
Just his aunt.
Yeah,
Just the aunt.
And like,
I didn't insult her. I don't think I insulted her.
Maybe. I'm not willing to repeat what you said.
Have some more whipped cream vodka,
Yeah.
Louis. But like, it's all gone. There's a shock. But like Eric, got a license for this art. I'm assuming thinking he was the only TCG that was going to have it, at least for a little while. And then it shows up in Magic 3 days later, and like he's like, "Yeah, congrats! I'm glad it's getting out there for the community to see this beautiful piece of art." That is not the press release one George Wendt would have written. Let me be honest with you. That is not the press release.
Well, that's not what they said. I thought the way he handled it was
fun.
Like,
there was the right amount of
100%.
a backhanded slap.
Backhand. Like backhand.
Yeah.
I love that. He was
agree.
like, where's the
what you're not
Egyptian
just,
queen.
just
The
take
Egyptian
the
queen.
third.
Yeah.
Just what are you doing? Just take
Yeah.
the third one. Yeah, I
Um,
like the way they handled that.
They handled it very well. It's like, I'll say this for them. Like they handle those things very well as a company, and like Eric and Simon and the whole team deserve a lot of credit.
And
for
also,
that.
like, if you compare, I think what's really cool is you will be able to hold up on camera and compare two cards. One is the sorcery version of the card, and the other is the magic version. And the sorcery version, like, you can see the whole artwork, the text box. They've shrunk the text box to make it so that there's not a whole big giant square over top of the artwork. Like, sorcery respected the artwork of the estate, and magic's just slap it on there, throw in a text box.
God, why
We're
do
not-
They put it on a standard Magic card there, Louis. Easy.
Like why do
Easy.
you have to
Listen,
do this? You were
yeah.
fine the first half.
You had us in the first half. Not gonna
Like
lie.
then you're like, let me tell you something else I hate about Mark Rosewater's aunt. She designed this card terribly.
Yeah.
No, it is.
They probably did it on Fiverr. They probably sent it to some guy on Fiverr to
When
put the artwork on.
Table TCG logos were designed.
No, my sister's a graphic artist.
I know my sister who was on Fiverr.
And fun fact,
They charged me.
She charged me a tenner.
fun fact, it's my handwriting.
That's not a fun fact. Nobody cared. So like, yeah, I mean, like, I think they both did a good job with the art. I think both cards look good. I think Sorcery handled this very, very well.
Yeah, I think my big takeaway here is I'd like Magic to bring back full art cards. I miss those. Those are pretty.
Like textless cards.
Yeah, like textless, just art card. Yeah,
Like the Omnath.
not art cards, because I guess art cards are a thing now. But the textless cards.
They bring back Omnath, so help me God.
No, they did Omnath.
I know.
As the store championship.
It was the store championship promo. But like even in Secret Lair, like when the art's is good, man. I mean, slap it on a textless. Everyone knows what Dark Ritual does. You're fine.
That's fair.
Dark Ritual would have been the perfect card
No
to
clue.
do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, super interesting. Definitely, I think, and at the end of the day, I think will be I think they turned a negative thing into I think a win for the community.
I don't like. People thought this was negative for Sorcery. I don't get why, to be honest. Like I don't think it's a bad thing they have the same art as Magic. Like, it doesn't bother me.
No, like their thing is like the art, but I will say they came out pretty quickly. They came up pretty quickly and said we signed a non-exclusive. Like they don't do exclusive deals for artwork.
Well, they didn't do an exclusive deal. No, they don't. But I mean, like, listen, there's 20,000 cards in this set. The fact that 3 of them are also Magic cards is not a big deal to me.
Which is another good point. Like some people are like, "Oh, are we just going to see all the sorcery art used in Magic?" And the answer is no. Like this is my understanding. The only art that they didn't actually license themselves was the art that they purchased a license from the estate. So all the other cards in sorcery, they actually paid an artist like Melissa Benson. They said, "Hey, we want you to do this painting, and we want to license this artwork." And then the artist owns the rights to use that artwork on prints and that kind of thing, so the artists can continue to make money off it, but they can't use it in licensed products, so they couldn't go to Magic and use it and that kind of thing. So anyway, are we done with sorcery? That it?
Good job, sorcery. Way to take the bump.
They handled that very well.
Road.
I mean, I expect that from them. They've been a good team so far. I've had no beef with the team. Like, the team's been very good, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The team's been very, very good so far.
All right, this is gonna be just like a conversation about the MetaZoo market. We joked about Rudy's video, MetaZoo pumping, because that was a funny joke. Rudy did a video and talking about seance earlier. I thought it was funny. It was a long time ago. I can't remember if it was funny or not. I can't remember if it was.
I don't even know what you're talking about, if it helps any.
When we said MetaZoo pumping, and then we talked about the Rudy video. You guys are both. We did it at the beginning of the episode.
We hit record.
Nope, it was the beginning of the episode when I was going through all the things. So seance selling for $105 in TCG players. Is that a win or a loss for MetaZoo?
That's a win, considering the boxes had the tracing issue.
Yeah, I mean the print run was scaled back, right? So we expected to see higher priced boxes.
It's still 50,000. It's not like they did 10,000 boxes.
No, but we
scaled back.
They cut it in half.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, whether the initial number was too big, we're cutting it in half, still wasn't enough. That's not the debate here. We figured these boxes would fare better than some of their predecessors, and then we got the news about the was it mapping or track printing? Which one was it? It was
tracing.
Right? Yeah, it's hard to identify.
Whatever it is, where you. Okay, sorry.
I expect the boxes to go way lower with the tracing issue, so I think 105 is a big win actually for MetaZoo.
Yeah,
like I think it's a big win for MetaZoo, to be honest.
I tend to agree, and
I wouldn't buy a single box.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that is the print run. Like I don't know how much of that is like the result of lowering the print run, or I've heard a lot of seance talk about like that those who are playing really like the flavor and the changes in the game. I tend to think like if the singles market the way it is, that's probably not entirely what it is. But I think what they have done is created a market where the volume of sellers on the marketplace, like the amount of people who are releasing boxes on places like TCG Player, is lower. Because I think a lot of people who did end up taking boxes of this product had their own communities that were purchasing this, and so less resulted in TCG Player. But it was interesting. I kind of followed this for a couple of days in terms of the volume sold. There's a decent volume sold on TCG Player at that $105 price point. I thought that was the interesting thing to me, not necessarily the price, but the volume.
I think Seance is doing fine. I think Seance is doing very good, actually, compared to what I expected with the tracing. But I think it's doing very, very good. I think MetaZoo as a whole is doing well. MetaZoo is doing what MetaZoo does. Like they continue to release a lot of products, and like people still eat them up. Like that's the trick. Like I think people eat them up.
I think we're seeing a lot of what we talked about earlier is the kind of the scale back. We talked about this with LGSs earlier, and Louis, you alluded to this. Like there's, as far as single box sellers, there's one page of single box sellers, and as single case sellers, there's one page, but I think there's only like 7 or 8, right? So the community is consolidating into the game stores that are hardcore and very much, in the MetaZoo community and ingratiated. And I think we're going to see this across a lot of games, and MetaZoo might be the first game to do it. We're seeing a lot of those fringe stores that were popping up in the 2020s and 2021s that were picking up boxes of everything. And, the MTG core store was selling every single product on TCG Player. And I think this is helping the box, right? They're not spread out, so the race to the bottom isn't as extreme. There's not as many competitors in the race, right? So I like this. I think this is a positive change.
And it's arguably what Mike wanted.
Yeah, it's
like this is the result of removing stores who are selling at a price point.
What is that price point though? I thought that price point was 140.
No, it's only for partners.
And I think that was only for partners. I think that was like gotcha. 2 weeks after release.
Yeah.
I think okay. And so I think like the result of lower number of stores is a lower number of competition in the marketplace, which is a really interesting thing.
But it's also better because you don't have those fake people in the marketplace, right, that are just driving that price down and really pushing things in that downward trajectory. You have people that are they're buying the product and willing to sell it at that price, and then saying, hey, if you're not willing to buy it at the price, I'm willing to hold on to it because I like it, I believe in the product.
Yeah, like the market tells you if a product is successful or not. I agree with you.
Yeah. Super interesting though. I thought that was and then they've got the Christmas promos coming out.
The ornaments.
Christmas ornaments.
I'm wrapping all my stuff in last year's Christmas paper this year.
Me too. Well, my wife made me buy more Christmas paper, and I said, well, your presents are still being wrapped in the MetaZoo paper. So
I got so much wrapping paper last year. Everybody's gift the next 20 years will be a MetaZoo wrapping paper.
You did. I remember you went ham on those.
I went freaking banana pants on those. I think I got 4 cases of wrapping paper.
This year, you can do your whole tree in ornaments.
I don't think we're doing a tree this year.
No?
I don't think so.
Do you hate Christmas too?
I like Christmas.
Did you guys see? I sent you guys a picture of my Christmas lights.
Oh my God, no. All right, you guys. It's been a great
said that
episode
just
of
to
May the Zoo
George.
Be With You. We've had a great time. I have no idea what we talked about. No clue. If you asked me, George, name 5 topics that were covered on this week's episode, I would say Charizard UPC.
Charizard UPC.
And that's it.
I want to leave you guys with something special, and I have no reason to do this, but I want to leave you with something special. I have to go upstairs. I got a text from my wife. My kitchen sink is leaking. So my kitchen is
Yay! The curse!
My kitchen got fixed. Like,
been
literally
fun.
yesterday.
It's
Yesterday,
been fun
the guy
being on the
left.
podcast, guys. I can't afford to replace my kitchen every week, and if this is what it's going to take, I think I'm out.
Oh, that's why you don't have a tree this year, George, because you basically don't have a house.
Yes, that I won't lie to you. That has factored into the decision. It's like I have no kitchen, no master bedroom, no master bathroom. I think a tree would feel out of place.
Well,
I'd look at the tree and be like, God, this is beautiful. I'd go into my bedroom. It'd be a reminder of my real life.
Well, Josh, you probably need to go de-flood your kitchen.
And Louie, you need to go buy some cryptic boxes and cookie dough.
Yes.
I just said to myself, that's your guys' Christmas present. That's what you get this year.
Well, everyone, thank you for watching, listening. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you
don't bother. Don't
follow
bother.
along with us. Let us know in the comments section what your favorite topic was.
Put in the comments below what topics you think we covered.
Remember to be kind to the people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
And also with you,
And
Louie.
also with you, dude.